Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. IAEA Chief Rafael Grossi says Iran will likely be able to produce enriched uranium in a matter of months. Adds military operations will not solve Iran nuclear program. Trump's tax spending cut bill clears key Senate hurdle. Senators narrowly pass motion to begin debate 51 to 49. Minorities continue to face atrocities in Bangladesh as recent case of rape of a Hindu woman surfaces. After Durga temple demolition, this is second case against the minorities in less than a week. UN nuclear watchdog chief Rafael Grossi said Iran likely will be able to begin to produce enriched uranium in a matter of months, despite damage to several nuclear facilities from US and Israeli attacks. Grossi said that concerns over Iran's nuclear program will not be solved in a definitive way militarily, urging diplomacy.
Iran had a very vast, ambitious program, and part of it may still be there, and if not, there is also the self-evident truth that the knowledge is there, the industrial capacity is there. Iran is a very sophisticated country in terms of nuclear technology, as is obvious. So you cannot disinvent this. Military operations or not, you are not going to solve this in a definitive way militarily. You are going to have an agreement. You are going to have an inspection system that will give everybody in the region and elsewhere the assurances that we can definitely turn the page.
Israel launched airstrikes on Iranian nuclear and military sites on June 13, saying it was aimed at keeping Iran from developing a nuclear weapon, a claim that Tehran has consistently denied. The United States subsequently bombed 3 key facilities used for Tehran's atomic program. Moving on, Germany's Interior Minister Alexander Dobrindt on Sunday visited the site of an Iranian missile attack that killed 9 people in the Israeli city of Bat Yam. Speaking alongside Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar, Dobrindt said there was no doubt that if Iran had nuclear capabilities, they would use them against Israel. A visibly moved Dobrindt referred to the attacks from Iran as terror attacks against the civilian population and reaffirmed Germany's support of Israel.
We can see here how real the threat is. We see here that war is being waged on the civilian population. There are no military targets here. It is a terror attack on the civilian population. And when you see the damage that is caused by rocket attack from Iran, then there is no doubt that would Iran have the nuclear possibility, they would use it against Israel.
US President Donald Trump has called on Israel and Hamas to reach an agreement on Gaza, emphasizing the need to secure the release of hostages. In a post on social media, President Trump urged both sides to finalize a ceasefire deal he had earlier suggested could be signed within a week. The appeal comes amid fresh Israeli military orders for Palestinians to evacuate northern Gaza as fighting intensifies. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is expected to hold talks on the ongoing offensive. Meanwhile, Arab mediators Egypt and Qatar, with US backing, are stepping up efforts to end the 20-month conflict and secure the release of Israeli and foreign hostages still held by Hamas. Earlier, the Israeli Defense Forces and Israel Securities Authority claimed to have killed Hamas co-founder Hakam Mohammed Isa al-Isa in a strike in Gaza City on Friday. IDF spokesperson confirmed that al-Isa was killed in the strike along with his wife and grandson in the area of Sabra within the city. The Israeli military described Orisa as a senior figure in the group's military wing and said he was considered a founder of both Hamas itself and Hamas's military wing. The IDF said Orisa played a significant role in the planning and execution of October 7th massacre. More than 1,200 people were killed when Hamas attacked Israel on October 7, 2023 and took more than 250 people hostage. US President Donald Trump on Saturday criticized Israel's prosecutors over an ongoing corruption trial against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, saying that the judicial process was going to interfere with Netanyahu's ability to conduct talks with both Hamas and Iran. In a post on Truth Social, Trump also stated that given the billions of dollars worth of military aid US was providing to Israel, it was not going to stand for this. Netanyahu was indicted in 2019 in Israel on charges of bribery, fraud and breach of trust, all of which he denies. The trial began in 2020 and involves 3 criminal cases. Republican-controlled US Senate advanced President Donald Trump's sweeping tax cut and spending bill in a key procedural vote late, raising odds that lawmakers will be able to pass the big beautiful bill in the coming days. Lawmakers voted 51 to 49 to open debate on the 940-page mega bill, with 2 of Trump's fellow Republicans joining Democrats to oppose it. Trump has hailed the result as a great victory. The bill would extend his expiring first-term tax cuts at a cost of $4.5 trillion and ramp up border security. But there are concerns that it would add more than $3 trillion to the country's debt. Democrats have opposed the bill, saying tax cut would benefit the wealthy at expense of social welfare schemes.
Scrambling to pass a radical bill released to the public in the dead of night, praying the American people don't realize what's in it. If Senate Republicans won't tell the American people what's in this bill, then Democrats are going to force this chamber to read it from start to finish. I object.
The United States and the group of 7 nations have agreed to support a proposal that would exempt US companies from some components of an existing global agreement. The G7 said in a statement that the group has created a side-by-side system in response to the US administration agreeing to scrap the Section 899 retaliatory tax proposal from Trump's tax and spending bill. The agreement was reached in part due to recently proposed changes to the US international tax system included in Trump's signature domestic policy bill, which is still being debated in Congress. The G7 said the plan recognizes existing US minimum tax laws and aims to bring more stability to the international tax system. UK businesses are also spared higher taxes after the removal of Section 899 from President Donald Trump's tax and spending bill. Now updates from the Russia-Ukraine war zone. Russia on Sunday used hundreds of drones, cruise and ballistic missiles to attack western, southern and central Ukraine overnight, damaging homes and infrastructure and injuring at least 6 people, local authorities said. The Ukrainian military said some 500 different types of aerial weapons were used during the attack, including drones, ballistic and cruise missiles. Meanwhile, Russian defense forces claim to have taken control of the settlement of Ukraine's Chervona Zirka on Saturday. Following their announcement, the defense ministry released a video that showed soldiers holding Russian flags. And in fact, in Chervona Zirka, located in eastern Ukraine's Donetsk region. In an effort to show support to Ukraine, Poland's departing President Andrzej Duda visited the conflict-stricken country on Saturday, and during the visit, he urged Kyiv to be patient during the handover to his nationalist successor, Karol Nawrocki. Duda's visit comes as a final gesture of solidarity from Ukraine's one of the most vocal ally. The new Polish president-elect Nawrocki has committed to keep helping Ukraine's defenses against Russia, though he has opposed Kyiv joining Western alliances such as NATO.
In 5 weeks' time, the new Polish president will sworn in. The president-elect, Mr. Karol Nawrocki, will take his presidential oath in front of the National Assembly. I believe that he will build the best possible relations between neighbors and establish strong ties between Poland and Ukraine for the future benefit of our countries and people, and to create a secure, peaceful, and prosperous space in our part of Europe.
Serbia anti-government protests turned violent as clashes erupt between the police and the demonstrators. For months, hundreds of thousands of protesters have been demanding snap polls. This report has the details.
Hundreds of thousands of protesters, including students, continue to gather in Serbia's capital Belgrade, demanding snap elections and an end to the rule of President Aleksandar Vučić. Clashes erupted between the police and the demonstrators. Several protesters have also been arrested. Police have deployed personnel in riot gear around the parliament where Vučić's supporters have gathered in a counter-protest. But anti-government protesters remain undeterred.
Well, the hope is that something will change. That after 30 years, we'll be able to truly live in the society we have been fighting for since the 90s. At least that is why I'm here.
Today we are here to change Serbia and to finally see an end to this government. To somehow, I don't know how, to get to those elections, to call them. And yes, I hope that they will be as fair as possible, because there will never be completely fair ones. And then we will start another fight, only not on the streets but at the polling stations.
Protests began in November last year after the roof of a train station collapsed in the northern city of Novi Sad, killing 16 people in a tragedy widely blamed on corruption. Opponents of Vučić have accused him and his allies of ties to organized crime and violence against rivals, while the president has said that the protests are part of a foreign plot to destroy his government. The president's second term ends in 2027, the same year in which parliamentary elections are scheduled. His coalition currently holds 156 of 250 parliamentary seats. Bureau Report, DD India.
And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. India rejects Pakistan's claim on Waziristan attack. A report on exquisite Orisa Silk or Ahimsa silk production in Meghalaya.
Jharkhand will mesmerize you with majestic nature, rich heritage and colorful culture.
Johar. It fits perfectly.
Thank you.
Full workout हो गया.
Ready?
Postcards from Jharkhand on National Geographic.
You're watching DD India Live. I am Siddharth Bharadwaj. Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his Mann Ki Baat address highlighted that India is progressing with a sense of saturation in health and social security, reflecting true social justice. Citing an International Labour Organization report, he noted that over 64% of India's population now benefits from some form of social protection, showcasing the government's commitment to inclusive welfare.
आज भारत में ज्यादातर आबादी किसी न किसी सोशल प्रोटेक्शन बेनिफिट का फायदा उठा रही है और अभी हाल ही में इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ILO की बड़ी अहम रिपोर्ट आई है। इस रिपोर्ट में कहा गया है कि भारत की 64%, 64% से ज्यादा आबादी को अब कोई न कोई सोशल प्रोटेक्शन बेनिफिट जरूर मिल रहा है। सामाजिक सुरक्षा ये दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी कवरेज में से एक है। आज देश के लगभग 95 करोड़ 95 करोड़ लोग किसी ना किसी सोशल सिक्योरिटी योजना का लाभ पा रहे हैं, जबकि 2015 तक 25 करोड़ से भी कम लोगों तक सरकारी योजनाएं पहुंच पाती थी। स्वास्थ्य से लेकर सामाजिक सुरक्षा तक हर क्षेत्र में देश सैचुरेशन की भावना से आगे बढ़ रहा है। ये सामाजिक न्याय की भी उत्तम तस्वीर है। इन सफलताओं ने एक विश्वास जगाया है कि आने वाला समय और बेहतर होगा।
PM Modi also mentioned about Meghalaya's Eri Silk, which recently received the GI tag. He said Eri Silk is like a heritage for Meghalaya.
आजकल दुनिया में ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स की डिमांड तेजी से बढ़ रही है जिनमें हिंसा न हो और प्रकृति पर उनका कोई दुष्प्रभाव न पड़े। इसलिए मेघालय का एरी सिल्क ग्लोबल मार्केट के लिए एक परफेक्ट प्रोडक्ट है। इसकी एक और खास बात है, ये सिल्क सर्दी में गर्म करता है और गर्मियों में ठंडक देता है। इसकी एक खूबी इसे ज्यादातर जगहों के लिए अनुकूल बना देती है। मेघालय की महिलाएं अब सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप के जरिए अपनी इस धरोहर को और बड़े स्केल पर आगे बढ़ा रही हैं।
Meghalaya, often referred to as the abode of clouds, is also a hub for the exquisite Eri silk. This indigenous craft not only preserves the rich cultural heritage of this state, but also provides livelihoods to thousands of families. We bring you closer look at the journey of Eri silk in Meghalaya in this report.
In the tranquil village of Umden Diwan, Meghalaya, Eri silkworms flourish. This village has become a hub for Eri silk production, with cooperatives, designers and weavers turning the craft into a thriving local industry. Eri silk, known as Ahimsa silk, is produced from the Samia ricini moth, which feeds on castor leaves. What sets it apart is the ethical process. Unlike other silks, the pupae are not killed, making it an eco-friendly, sustainable tradition nurtured by local families. Women are central to this craft, hand spinning yarn and weaving it into fabric. Natural dyes, made from mulberry, flowers and fruits, add to its organic appeal. At the heart of Eri silk culture is the rindia, the traditional women's garment that has gained popularity far beyond the region. Umden Diwan is now proudly known as the Eri silk village. Valued for its warmth, durability and texture, Eri silk blends tradition with modern fashion. From village looms to fashion ramps across India and abroad, its unique charm is gaining global attention. Eri silk is more than a fabric. It's Meghalaya's story of heritage, sustainability and women-led entrepreneurship. When in Meghalaya, don't miss the chance to take home a piece of this tradition. Bureau Report, DD India.
In Bangladesh, a Hindu woman was raped at her home in Muradnagar Upzila in Comilla on Thursday night. The police have arrested the main accused in the rape along with 4 others involved in recording a video of the incident and circulating it on social media. The accused, Fazar Ali, forcibly entered the woman's house late at night. The woman, whose husband is an expatriate, is a mother of 2 children. The students of Jagannath Hall of Dhaka University held a protest to demand justice for the victim. India's External Affairs Ministry strongly rejected the Pakistani Army's claim of India's involvement in the Waziristan attack on June 28. The Ministry of External Affairs condemned the accusation. India's External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal stated, "We reject this statement with the contempt it deserves." On Saturday, a suicide bomb attack in Pakistan's North Waziristan district of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province killed 16 troops and injured over 24 people, including civilians. The attack was claimed by suicide bomber wing of the Hafiz Gul Bahadur faction, a group affiliated with the Pakistani Taliban. Recently, the Navy Chief awarded 13 gallantry medals to Navy personnel for bravery during Operation Sankalp in the Red Sea and Arabian Sea last year. Our correspondent Nandita Dagar spoke to some of these brave men from our Navy.
This was a massive operation both in terms of scale and in terms of area. This operation was carried out over an area of 51 lakh square kilometers, and that included the Gulf of Aden, the Arabian Sea, parts of the South and West Indian Ocean. And it was unprecedented, this kind of operations. 21 ships deployed, about 5,000 personnel. Coordination, like you said, there was coordination required between information coming from various agencies like the IFC, IOR, international agencies, merchant shipping companies. There were concurrent operations. So somewhere there was anti-piracy going on, somewhere there was anti-narcotics, somewhere the people were fighting fires, somewhere there was search and rescue. Also we did a Marcos airdrop at 2,500 kilometers from the Indian shores, which was perhaps for the first time, and that required extensive coordination.
So this was an operation, a hostage rescue situation, wherein there was a vessel called fishing vessel Umari. It was hijacked. For 3 days it was under the control of pirates. There were 20 people on board. One was killed to create fear among the crew, and there were 7 pirates, all Somali. The hijacking took place somewhere near the equator. So we were 8 of us, and we did not have a backup boat. So we closed in, and thereafter we started shouting at the crew to stop the vessel. They were not stopping. They were trying to fake themselves as fishermen themselves and taking their boat. But we could see people on the lower decks raising their hands and showing red color flags and
SOS.
all that. They were, yes. So then we closed in, and we started shouting at them to halt the vessel. It took about almost 10-15 minutes, and they were under the influence of drugs. We were able to climb onto the boat. We overpowered all the pirates, and we got all the hostages upstairs, and then we started searching the boat. We found arms and ammunition with them. 6th of March 2024, I was the detachment commander of the helicopter on board INS Kolkata, and we were deployed in the Red Sea, man. So during that mission, we just got some information that some attack has happened, a rough position, but there were no details. The whole vessel was engulfed in the flames, and we still flew in close proximity of this two confidants to find out if there is someone who needs our help. But it was very evident that no one would have survived on board. So in my helicopter, I evacuated 8 personnel, ma'am, and then subsequently the information was given to our vessel Kolkata. They closed their life raft, and we successfully evacuated all 21 of them, and we had taken them to the nearest country of the Djibouti.
India's Home Minister Amit Shah on Sunday inaugurated the national headquarters of the Turmeric Board in Nizamabad city in the state of Telangana. Addressing a gathering after inauguration, Home Minister Shah said that the government aims to achieve $1 billion in turmeric exports by 2030. He also underscored the board will focus on packing, branding, marketing and exports and work to ensure better prices for turmeric farmers.
भारत सरकार ने 2030 तक $1 बिलियन के हल्दी के निर्यात का एक्सपोर्ट का लक्ष्य रखा है और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंचों पर $1 बिलियन के एक्सपोर्ट के लक्ष्य को अचीव करने की हमने पूरी तैयारी भी की। ये जो बोर्ड बनेगा, ये हल्दी की ज्यादा से ज्यादा कीमत हल्दी के किसानों तक पहुंचे, इसके लिए काम करेगा। इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में हल्दी की खपत को बढ़ाने के लिए प्रचार प्रसार करेगा।
In a historic step to finally recognize and honor the thousands of innocent civilians, the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, Manoj Sinha, met the family members of Kashmiri civilians killed by Pakistan-backed terrorists in the last 3 decades. LG Sinha bowed to the family members and paid tribute to the common Kashmiri citizens who fell victim to the bullets of Pakistani terrorists. He noted that the government of India is committed to bring voices of victims to the forefront, ensure justice and expose the conspiracies of the terror ecosystem. Lieutenant Governor Sinha also asked the family members of terror victims who are entitled for government jobs to submit their cases to concerned deputy commissioners. Marking a significant cultural milestone, Orisa Samaj UAE hosted its 15th annual Rath Yatra in Dubai, drawing more than 1,000 devotees from across all 7 emirates. Hosted at Star International School in Dubai, the celebration honored Lord Jagannath, Lord Balabhadra and Devi Subhadra through a sequence of traditional rituals. Over 1,000 Uriya families prepared the Chappan Bhog, a revered offering of 56 food items, continuing a custom rooted in Puri's temple traditions. That's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.